Very good afternoon to everyone out here, and myself I am Bernali Deka, Assistant Professor of University School of Law and Research, USTM. Today I would like to present a video on a very topic which is a very less and very normally and very minimal discussion is there in this particular topic. So to bring a outspread on this topic and to highlight some of the factors regarding this topic, and the topic is like the psychic of female criminals, psychological exploration. Nowadays we would hear and we have seen many such cases where women are involved into criminality, where a stereotype concept that has led for decades to have underlined among the people that crimes are always committed by men, or the criminal activities are always been committed by a male person, where there was a specification of gender, that it is only the male gender who used to get involved in committance of criminal activities. But in this 21st century and late more, it is very important that we need to change our concept and we need to change our idea. We need to change the stereotype of talks or conversations or the myths that we have all among us, stating that criminal activities is always the men who commits but not the women. But here, after discussing this particular topic or on this topic, there might have some changes among the people relating to the psychic behavior of female criminals, how psychology works to enhance a woman, or for a woman to get involved into criminal activity. So for getting involved into this topic, we need to know the psychological factors that is behind female criminal behavior, as it is very essential for having a comprehensive understanding of crime, and also to understand for its effective intervention. We need to assess the adequacy of any legal framework or rules, if there is, or some any kind of legal measures which is exactly depending only for criminal behavior involving women. Then many factors are there, like if throughout history, if we go, perspectives of on female criminality have been shaped up by what? Cultural norms, societal expectations, prevailing beliefs around gender roles. So in ancient times, women behavior was often attributed that was to moral failings or some supernatural influences, reflecting limited understanding the pervasive gender bias. So during the medieval period, what happens? Religious ideologies, they played a very significant role in shaping the perception of female criminality. Women were accused of crimes, were often deemed to be under the influence of dark forces, leading to harsh punishment and even witch hunts. So such perspectives, they have reinforced the idea that women criminals' behavior is deeply linked to moral corruption and supernatural factors. So historical perspective on female criminality has also evolved significantly over time, from attributing criminal behavior to moral corruption and exploring some systematic issues that contribute to the criminal choices, marks an important step towards a more comprehensive and equitable understanding of female criminality in modern criminology. So here, another point or another factor that we can discuss is the psychological exploration of female criminality. Factors that lead to such psychological impact upon female, like the motivation and the triggers. So what is this motivation and trigger? This exploration begins by examining the motivation and the triggers that lead the women into the life of a crime. Why women are getting involved into the life of a crime? Why? As it seeks to answer this question about what drives them to commit such offenses, what has driven them to go and to commit such form of offenses. So lays behind this thing is the economic factors, the personal circumstances, the social pressures, or other psychological factors. even a particular thing of early life experiences. Now, early life experiences, that is understanding the psychological exploration of female criminality, uh, which has involved, like, investigating the role of early life experiences. Many researchers has come into a depth study of, how to explore the childhood trauma, abuse, neglect, and adverse form of experiences that might contribute to the development of criminal behavior in women. uh, Even psychological profiles, like, researchers has also aimed to build comprehensive psychological profiles of female offenders. Like, if we go through the profiles of the female offenders, we will have a brief study on what exactly, which factor has led them to commit so when it was analyzed, they have built up a form of factors which says about the personality traits, mental health conditions, and even the cognitive patterns which is unique to this group, even the cultural and the gender context. Now, this exploration has considered the cultural and the gender specific factors that has impact female criminality, and it assesses how societal norms, expectations, and even gender role influences women choices and responses to criminal behavior. uh, there is also mental health and substance abuse. Like, mental health issues, they often play a significant role in female criminality. The researchers, they have examined the prevalence of mental health disorders among female offenders and their relationship with criminal behavior. Additionally, substance abuse and addictions are also explored as contributing factors. Then, female offenders, they often face some kind of societal stigmatization and segregation. So the exploration examines how they perceive and cope with the stigma, and how it may affect their psychological well-being and their likelihood of reoffending. Because, as we all know, our society has a very uh, hard consequences of re-accepting a person after committing a crime. So if a woman under certain circumstances has committed some kind of crime, but it is very hard for our society to accept the same women in the same factor and in the same manner. So then, some of the measures, if we discuss, like, what are the factors of implication of psychological impact in female criminality? What kind of factors can impact on female criminality? That is, impact on families and children, then rehabilitation and reintegration. Female offenders, they often need some specialized rehabilitation and reintegration programs which has been tailored to their unique needs. The implication lies in the development of gender responsive interventions, and which also addresses the trauma, mental health issues, and the challenges of returning society after incarceration. So this is one. And then coming to some of after conduct researches, what will be the outcome? Like, further researches and studies is very much required to this topic, and then even policy reforms are also required, because in order to find out a way and in order to resolve this current problem of females getting involved into such activities, we need some policy reforms, we need some policies to be set up to end up with such activities. And then education and training is very important. Advocate for training for law enforcement, legal professionals, and correctional staff on the unique aspect of female criminality. This can even reduce biasness and even ensure fair and equitable treatment with the criminal justice system. Then so this is something which requires a very wide study, and the overall study has also some kind of findings on it. Like, The research has illuminated very complex web of factors influencing women involvement in criminal activities. Findings has indicate that a myriad of motivation triggers, including economic pressure, personal circumstances, and societal influences, can propel women into criminal behavior. So, in conclusion, or as an ending of this talk, I would like to say that these are the basic factors which is, you putting a pressure on the women's to get involved into criminal behavior. Economic pressure is one. Economically, when you are deprived, then circumstances make a person wild. Personal circumstances, societal influences, early life experiences, particularly childhood trauma and even adverse events, and have significant impact on development of criminal tendencies in women. Childhood trauma is a very big factor that we usually talk among the women sections, or we don't talk it because we have a rare discussion on it, because many of us feel shy to share the childhood trauma and the childhood experiences. But if we go into a deep investigation, then we'll find at least out of 100, at least 85% of women has gone through this childhood trauma, and which is one of the factor of propelling a women into criminal behavior, and which needs a high standard of discussion among people. And then we can also say that adverse effects having a significant impact on the development of criminal tendencies in women. Psychological profiles to female offenders have been constructed, revealing unique personality traits, even mental health conditions and cognitive patterns. Cultural and gender specific factors also even play a substantial role, with the societal norms and expectations that influencing women's choices and responses to criminal behavior. So with these findings today, I would like to wind up with my video, and with lots more other videos or lots more other discussions on the same topic, I will be back. Thank you.